support them. So my next guest, is obviously one of my favorites, is Dr. Craig Geiler, who is a fabulous internist, and we're so lucky you came to this community. I cannot be grateful enough. So how many years has it been?
We came to Monterey in 2001, so 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah, just like overnight.
Time is flying.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you're on Cass Street in Monterey, and recently, though, you've started a new program with Community Hospital.
Right.
And it's called the Executive Health.
The Monterey Program for Executive Health.
Monterey Program for Executive Health. And so do you want to talk a little bit about that? And
oh, sure. Yeah. So we started this Executive Health Program, and if I could just tell you really quickly kind of what that is. I think some people know what an Executive Health Evaluation is. That term really means more of an exhaustive, very thorough medical, not just a physical, but a thorough medical evaluation. And typically something like this takes all day. And you not only get your physical examination, but we run you through the latest imaging studies, laboratory testing. So it's a pretty in-depth evaluation. Executive health programs have actually been around for 30, 35 years, and I think some people would recognize that, like the Mayo Clinic provides that. There are other places around the country that also provide an executive health examination, but we're the only ones in the peninsula in the Central California area, and we started this about a year and a half ago. We started planning this about 3 years ago, and myself and some of the other physicians at CHOMP, at our hospital, and the administration, Dr. Packer and others, we planned this out. We really thought that we could put together a very impressive, very high-level evaluation. We thought we had all the key ingredients. We had the physicians. Most of our physicians are, top, of course, well-trained from the best schools, Stanford, UCSF, Cleveland Clinic, and then our hospital. I think people are familiar with CHOMP. It's a beautiful hospital, a beautiful location, wonderful place to get care, and then in addition, not only do we have those key ingredients, but also just the location, Monterey, which is a beautiful resort town, of course, and.
So, if I understand the program correctly, people can actually come from out of the area and they can book. You have a concierge service that they can book into one of many places, their choice.
Right.
And you'll help them with that. And if they want to have reservations or other things, but they'll spend a day with you on a complete workup and evaluation. But then if they want to have a couple days of vacation or just if there's a follow-up testing or whatever, they're still here in the area to be able to take care of that?
Exactly. So our clients some are local, some are from out of town, and we do have accommodation partners, Pebble Beach Resort, Home and Ranch, Bernardus, and Monterey Plaza. So clients coming into the area, for example, if they fly into the Monterey airport, they'll actually be escorted to the place where they choose to stay, one of our accommodation partners, and then on the day of their examination, we actually will travel to their hotel and bring them to the hospital where they spend the day with us. And like I said, it's a pretty exhaustive day. It's a very thorough and hopefully enjoyable day. And I think one of the key ingredients about the Monterey program is that we really try to make it enjoyable. And I think when you think about going to the doctor or going to a hospital, I think a lot of people can feel kind of, scared or nervous or uncomfortable. And I think part of our mission is to make it as comfortable and as enjoyable as we can. And at CHOMP, at the location on Garden West, we've actually remodeled the hospital, so it looks more like a five-star hotel than a cold, sterile hospital.
Well, I was in there a little briefly on Friday, and it looks wonderful. When you come down the elevator, it's just very welcoming, and it looks like you're entering a really nice clinic and a very special place. So.
Right.
I think you've achieved your goal.
Good, yes.
So.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned, clients coming to the area to just enjoy Monterey and everything that Monterey has to offer. So we've actually had clients come in and just stay and golf one day, and then possibly come over and do their wellness, their executive health evaluation on another day, and maybe stay an additional day to enjoy something else in Monterey.
What's my observation after many years in banking, and that many physicians do not take care of themselves. So if you just marketed to your peer group around the United States, you'd probably be busy 7 days a week.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. Yeah.
Because it seems, it's always like taking care of somebody else and not enough hours in the day.
Right, right. Yeah.
So I just want to mention, because I know you have a twin brother who is also an internist.
Right.
So
I have an identical twin brother, and Chris is an internist like myself, but he's in Santa Barbara. But part of our physician panel is actually Chris, and we plan these executive evaluations in the future. So Chris will also be one of the physicians that participates and is your doctor when you come here. So I don't think people get us confused if we're not there at the same time, but I think it'll be fun to have him here.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So
yeah.
it's nice to bring a little Santa Barbara up here.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Doug Sunday told me years ago, we were talking about why he came here as a plastic surgeon. He said to me, 65 degrees is just about the perfect temperature for skin to heal. And he said it was just a perfect place to be. So I've always remembered that if you need to have something, this is probably the ideal climate. Why would you go to Mayo Clinic or Cleveland Clinic in February when you could come to Monterey, for God's sake?
Exactly. Why Rochester than Monterey? Yeah. I think we have so much to offer here, and I think we've done pretty well in the past year and a half. And I actually also, I think one thing that separates us from other executive programs is not only do we really focus and provide a very thorough medical evaluation, but in the second half of the day, we really focus on lifestyle. So we actually have the client sit down with our nutritionist for an hour, and before they actually see the nutritionist, we actually request a week's worth of their diet, what they've been eating. So, and then we do an analysis of that, and we break that down, and they have a consultation by Barbara Quinn or one of our other nutritionists, which I think is helpful and very enlightening sometimes. And then also we do a fitness evaluation. So we have this high-level computer fitness evaluation, and what's interesting with this computer system is you get the evaluation, but not only will it tell, obviously your chronologic age, but it will actually tell you your fitness age, which could be considerably different. And but what's nice is
I may not sign up for that.
What's nice about the system is it actually tells you what your potential is. So that's a good goal to set for yourself.
So quit smoking, quit drinking, quit doing all of those things, and see where you could actually be.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
So you're going to do basically an open house, kind of a community kickoff for this, because you've had, I would guess, like a kind of a soft start to the program.
Right.
So, and I think it's July the 14th.
July the 14th, right.
So Sunday afternoon, and it's a good way for the community to come and really see the physical layout and to talk to some of the physicians and people involved.
Right.
And see if they're interested in the program.
Exactly, yeah.
If someone wants to do it, what type of a commitment is it? Is it one whole day, but if there are follow-ups and that sort of thing, what type of...
That's a great question. So it depends. It usually takes a couple weeks to schedule the appointment, and prior to the time when the client comes in, we try to gather as much of their previous medical history as we can, so that we can do a real thorough evaluation to see if anything has been missed or anything needs to be followed up before they get there. And then during their examination, for example, the couple that came through last Friday, there was a finding on one of the patients that we had to get a test that day. So not only do they get our evaluation, but if something comes up during the day, we can always add on a test, add on a blood test or an imaging study or procedure. And we try to do it that day. Our goal is that when the client comes through, they really know what the answer is then, and you don't have to. We don't like. It's better to know then than to have to wait a day or two or a couple weeks before you get a test done, and then another couple weeks before you see your doctor and get the results. It all gets done at that point.
Well, it's also good then if you need to follow up on anything right away that you can do it, because you're right there in the hospital. You've got every manner of tests known to man at your fingertips.
Exactly. Everything done for the clients are it's on a stat basis, so it gets done immediately. We get the
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So how are you going to market this out of the area?
So right now we're actually redoing our website. We're updating our brochures and that sort of thing. We actually shot a commercial a couple weeks ago, and it came out very nicely. And we'll probably be running the commercial in markets like the Bay Area and Central California and Texas, Dallas, Houston, that sort of thing.
Good. I like that. Well. And let's just start in November running it in Rochester.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
South Bend, Indiana, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Well, my experience is, and you and I've talked about it, is that a lot of the mid to small sized towns particularly throughout the rural part of the Midwest, they have no health care. They have an internist that comes once every 2 weeks and an orthopedic person who comes once every 2 weeks. So it's really, I think, a good place to be able to advertise when they've got snow up to their knees and say, hey, come here for what you need and we can take good care of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
it's quite a selling point. Yeah.
It's hard to look out the windows of community hospital and not want to just check yourself in and stay there.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your capacity long term on this? Because obviously you've got a full-time practice.
Yeah, so I'm the lead physician, but we have other physicians that are participating in the program, and so we have the capacity to expand. Right now, about 4 clients per day is our maximum. If we have, for example, like a corporate retreat or a group of clients, we have to stagger them, 4 per day, but. We do have the capacity to expand and see more as we progress.
I like that.
Yeah.
And unlike Rochester, you don't have to take a bus underground to get there and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, you could just walk down and enjoy yourself in the Rose Garden and yeah.
Quick cab over to Carmel or down to the wharf and a whole different world.
Enjoy the area. Yeah.
How is the ability for the hospital, if someone were seen and then they had something that had to be taken care of, are they able to just assimilate them in and be able to take care of something right away if something showed up?
Exactly, yeah. So like I said, everything that we do during their evaluation, if, for example, something comes up, we do it immediately and it's done on an urgent, on a stat basis. So it gets done there. There's no waiting. It's done immediately.
So it's not like, okay, we noticed this, but come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be horrible.
No, yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, so we don't do that.
How's staffing? Do you have adequate like nurses and nutritionists and everybody's there?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's there, ready, and it flows very nicely, very smoothly.
We have such a great team in your office that if you've built that kind of a team within the clinic, it seems like it will be perfect. Exactly,
yeah. I think it was very welcoming, and we have a very nice concierge that basically takes care of the patient during the day. If they need absolutely anything, we provide it.
It's perfect. Now, what do you do with the spouses during that period of time?
Well, now spouses are welcome to also go through the program, and we've actually had couples. It's a common thing to have a couple, husband and wife or partner come through. But of course, they can also just enjoy the area And I think a lot, they do that.
So, but will your concierge help them
Yes,
get to where
yeah.
they need to be?
Exactly. We actually give them, information and, activities that they could participate in and just enjoy the day while their spouse is, getting his or her evaluation.
Okay. Well, I, for one, think it's a dynamite idea, and I think it's a great way to encourage really talented physicians to stay in our area, because the pie is small here. And more people keep coming in, and it keeps getting sliced more and more. So I think this is really a good way to keep top talent here and share the talent like yours that we have with the rest of the world, so that everybody gets an opportunity to meet the wonderful Dr. Craig Geiler.
Thank you.
So you have the Monterey
Monterey Program
for Executive Health. I'll get it right sooner or later. Monterey Program for Executive Health. So we'll stay tuned to hear a lot more about it and the success about it as it builds.
Great, yeah.
So, and thank you for thinking it up and bringing it here, because I think it's way overdue.
Great, thank you.
So,
appreciate that.
Anyway, and I think I have to say that, unless I'm overspeaking, but Dr. Geiler is not taking new patients at this time. Because I told somebody, I saw you last week, and they're like, oh, I'm going to call him right away. And I'm like, oh, good luck. So anyway, thank you so much for what you do for the community.
Oh, thank you, Marianne. Thanks.
Anyway, this is Your Town television program. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm Marianne Leffel, President of the Monterey County Business Council.